And we're back with some more Washington Capitals franchise mode in FHM 10. And to start out in this one, we're going to finish off the offseason of year number 3 and head into year number 4. So into the Hockey Hall of Fame, you have Ray Whitney, Bernie Nichols, Ryan Miller, and Patrick Marleau. And now we're going to get into the prospects tournament. All right, so in goal, I think it will be Engstrom and Ivankovic. On defense, you have Levshunov, Lin, Huang, Emery, Cameron, and I'll say Galvis. And at forward, obviously got to be Misa, Metcalf, Gauthier, Carconi, Hagens, Parasik, Larange, Carrier, Max Swanson, Kingerski, O'Brien, and DeRuio. So unfortunately, we couldn't fit all of our prospects on there, but I guess that just speaks to our prospect depth now. All right, and with that, the prospects tournament is complete. We went 2-2. We won 4-2 against Toronto. Shots were 36-21 in favor of your Washington Capitals. 3 stars of the game were Hagens, Murray, and Gauthier. Carson Cameron with the goal in the second period on the power play from Metcalf and Larange. Then the third, you have Gauthier scoring twice from Parasik and Hagens, and then Huang and Hagens. And then Thomas Galvis on the empty net from Levshunov and Metcalf. And then the next game against Tampa, we won 4-2. Shots were 39-25. 3 stars of the game were Gauthier, Wire, and Galvis. First period, Gauthier with the goal from Emery and Parasik. Second period, you have Swanson from Gauthier and Lin, and then Gauthier from Parasik and Galvis. Then the third period, you have Galvis with the goal from DeRuio. Then we lost 2-1 against Detroit. Shots were 29-15, so we limited them to 15 shots, but they still get the win. 3 stars of the game, Steinhoff, Larange, and Burchill. And Sean Carrier gets the lone goal for us on the power play from Larange and Galvis. And in the last game against Montreal, we lost 4-1. Shots were 33-26 in favor of Montreal. 3 stars of the game, Lamb, Sova, and Lamperin, all of Montreal. And our lone goal of the game scored by Jake O'Brien in the third period from Larange and Carconi. So that'll be it for the prospects tournament. Let's move on to the preseason. All right, so with Ovi's retirement this past offseason, that means we need a new captain. And right now, I can't think of anyone better to give it to than the veteran John Carlson. He's getting into the twilight of his career anyway, so I figure we may as well, while this team is still very much in a state of growth. So there you go, John Carlson, the new captain of your Washington Capitals. And that means, of course, we're going to need another alternate. For now, I'm going to say Protas. Been here a while. My guy, Carey Price, has not played in 5 years, and he still has not retired. That's kind of impressive in and of itself, and it looks like his injury is actually almost over. He's been injured since July 1st, 2023, and he still has not retired. So I'm not going to sign him, but that's really surprising to see, to say the least. And the reason I was in free agency is because I actually apparently miscalculated where our salary would be at after I sent all the players down. Because we're currently at 23 players on our roster, but our salary is now only at 56.1 million. So we need another 6 mil minimum to add on to the roster. So I'm going to see if there's any bad contracts around the league here that we could possibly benefit from. No, not really any bad contracts that aren't on no trade clauses. So we might just have to go into free agency here and sign someone to a ludicrous contract for 1 year. I may as well just sign a defenseman who can fill in for either Iorio or Villeneuve, because neither of them have been too impressive so far in this simulation. And actually, Iorio's grade last year was at like a 53, so not a fan of that, to say the least. I'll sign Dumoulin to a 1-year deal at $9 million, because why not? Wow, he really wants that 2 years. I don't know about you, but if it were me, I would take I would take the 9 mil for 1 year. That's a lot more than 1.1 for 2 years. Oh, he probably wants the bonuses. Yeah, so I'll meet his demand and then bring that back up to 9 mil. Yeah, that's what it was. He wanted the bonuses. So now that does put us above the floor. What happens if I send him to Hershey? How much will our salary go down by? All right, good. It's still above the floor. That's all I care about. And with that being said, here is our starting roster for year number 4. We have Prosvetov and Kemper in goal. On defense, you have Carlson, Lambos, York, Letang, Villeneuve, Krebs, and Iorio. And at forward, you have Afanasev, who is for some reason scratched right now, Crystal, Protas, Kartai, Phillips, Lapierre, Artamanov, Suzdalev, Lind, Hoffer, Gauthier, Misa made the roster, of course. Benson and Carconi also made the roster. Hopefully Artamanov can stay healthy this year, because he's really got a lot of potential, but unfortunately we just haven't been able to see it too much in the past, year or so. He's only played 5 games in the past year. And it's not like his injury tendencies are particularly vulnerable or fragile. He's a normal injury tendency all around, but he's just had some terrible luck lately with injuries. So hopefully he can stay healthy this year. Looks like he started out on the second line alongside of Protas and Carconi. For some reason, Misa is on the fourth line. I don't know about these lines, coach. Crystal's on the third. These are some interesting lines there. DJ Smith, those are some very interesting lines. Hold up. We have 24? I thought I sent Dumoulin down. Who did I send down? Did the computer just automatically call him up or something? Because I swore I sent Dumoulin down. Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, it's set to manual. Roster moves are set to manual. I don't know why the computer called Dumoulin back up. Coach is actually out here scratching Misa. Start the season. He didn't even play game number 1. Man, what is with these AI coaches? Oh, there's our first major injury of the year. Drew Krebs injured for 2 to 3 months. Let's see. Has Misa been playing? Oh, he's still scratched. Coach, what is with this? I mean, I know he only has 2 points in 7 games, but you got to let the kid play. Let's see. Smith's balanced with favoring veterans and prospects. Carson Lambos leads our team with 13 points in 14 games played. What in the world? 2 years ago, he had 14 points total. Last season, he had 35. But this season, so far, he's on track for solid 75 or so, I would say. 74 grid as well. So he's certainly having a good year. But unfortunately, the same cannot be said for our first overall pick of 2 years ago, Michael Misa. Coach is unfortunately not giving him the time that he needs, as I believe, yeah, time on ice against New Jersey was 546. Are you kidding me, coach? 647? No wonder he's not getting points. 819 against Carolina. 808. 646. Are you kidding me, coach? Seriously? You're gonna give the first overall pick that little time on the ice? I may as well just send him back to Saginaw, because clearly coach isn't having it. And I'm pretty sure this wouldn't burn a year off his contract, right, if I send him down now. Because he's only played 7 games so far. Yeah, I'm considering just sending him back to Saginaw if this is how it's going to go. Because, like, he's not getting the chance. He had an assist against Carolina, a goal against New Jersey. But even still, coach just, for whatever reason, refused to give him any more than 14-47. That was his highest that he's had so far. That game against Colorado. And then the game afterward, his ice time just tanks. And 113 of that was spent on the penalty kill. Ooh, man. Coach is not liking Michael Misa so far. Very unfortunate indeed. I mean, he's perfectly capable of playing at the NHL level, or at least I think so. And even the training page says he's capable of playing at this level. But for whatever reason, coach isn't having it. I mean, his grades aren't great, but still, you got to play him to develop him. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I may as well just send him back to Saginaw. I mean, I could fire the coach, I suppose, but this team's already gone through enough change as is. So I would like to have some form of consistency, at least while this team is growing. And he is good at coaching prospects, at least according to his coaching ratings. I don't know so much about actually in games, but like I said, I do want some form of consistency here. So I guess I'm going to send Misa down to Saginaw. I really don't want to, but I feel like I kind of have to, because coach just is not having it. Because I don't want this to go on for too long. You know, if this is how it's going to be like all season, then I would rather just, yeah, I'm going to send Misa down to Saginaw. As much as I hate to do it, I would hate even more to see Misa's career wasted if coach just isn't going to give him the time that he needs. So there you go. Send him down to Saginaw. Unfortunate, but we just got to hope that he benefits from one more year in Saginaw. Maybe get his ability up there to a 2.5 while he's there. And then he comes back next year firing on all cylinders. And if coach, for whatever reason, does the same thing next year, we're going to have a serious talk about DJ Smith. Because that can't happen. So I guess with that being said, we will continue on with the regular season simulation. Hopefully coach doesn't bench too many of our rookies. We will see what happens throughout the rest of November and probably December as well. Oh, there you go. Michael Misa now at a 2.5 star ability, at least according to our team scouting. 22 points so far in the season in Saginaw. Oh, apparently Hunter Heights is also 2.5 star ability. Maybe I should consider calling him up. Thing is, he wasn't doing too well in the preseason, so I was hesitant to play him, but at this point, I may as well give him a shot because things have been rough. I gotta trade Hoffer. He is not good because he's only got 6 points in 33 games so far this season. 56 offensive grade, 51 defensive. Yeah. I mean, his positioning's not good either. So I understand at least why he's not playing Hoffer. He's 24 as well. So yeah, I gotta thinking of a trade offer. This rebuild's been rough, man. Cutter Gautier's career has not been off to a good start either. Only 2 points in 16 games played so far in his NHL debut. Yeah, really a lot of prospects here who are starting to get into, 23, 24 age range are not impressing. All right, so we have a change of scenery trade here. Ludwig Persson and Ryan Hofer will be going to Seattle in exchange for Jacob Melanson. Jacob Melanson has not been given the time of day by Seattle, and he's looking pretty good from what I can tell at least. 2.5-star ability at 23 years of age. Very good offensive category overall. Decent defensive ratings. Physical and mental ratings are passable. Personality isn't great, but is not bad. And more importantly, right now, he's in the ECHL as a 2.5-star player. So clearly he's needed a change of scenery, as is Ryan Hofer. He's just been not good. Same thing for Ludwig Persson. Every time he plays in the preseason, I'm just not impressed with him. And then we're also sending a 6th round pick to make the trade work. So offer trade, we'll see what they say. Oh boy, another major injury. Afanasev this time, 1 to 2 months. Unfortunate. And there it is. Seattle has accepted our offer. Complete trade. Oh, Gordie Howe hat trick apparently. Cool. All right, so at the trade deadline now, I don't have any plans to make any major trades, but I do have one trade to make here. Not anything special, but something that I think needs to be done. We're going to be sending Ivan Miroshnichenko to the New York Islanders in exchange for a 2nd round pick and a 6th round pick for this year's draft. First of all, because we do not have too many draft picks actually in this year's draft, only 4 at the moment, with our own 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th round picks. That's it. So I would prefer to get a couple more picks in there. And then also Miroshnichenko, he's already 23. He's a 2.5-star ability, sure, but he's on the Hershey Bears still. And even though he has a good offensive category, good physical ratings too, he's just not, like, every time he's up on the roster, he doesn't impress me with his grades and how he simulates. His defensive ratings are pretty poor as well. And he just never manages to crack our roster. Because when you take a look at what we have overall, I mean, he's got a lot of, as an offensive player, he has a lot of competition in, Artamanov, Crystal, Afanasev. I don't think he's going to be able to crack our roster. So that's why we're going to be shipping him out here to the New York Islanders in exchange for a 2nd and 6th round pick. Finalized trade. There it is. And I believe that is going to be about it for our trade deadline. Like I said, nothing too major, but still something that needed to be done nonetheless. And before we end things off, we may as well do a little stats update so we know where we're at. We're currently 21, 34, and 3. So we're actually doing much better this year in regards to our record as compared to last year or the year before. It's some kind of improvement from a winning perspective at least. So we're gradually getting better here, but it's still going to take a while. And now let's take a look at the player stats so far this season. Protas with 50 points in 58 games played. You got Carlson still at 37 years of age with 46 points. So even in the twilight of his career, he is still producing. 45 points for Phillips, 42 for Afanasev in 45 games played. He's been a good pickup so far. Lambos with 40 points in 57 games played. So he has really stepped up his game this year. 73 average grade, 40 points. That's already a career high for him. And he's looking to be a very good defenseman for us, hopefully for years to come. He's a 3.5-star ability now, 4.5-star potential. Then he got Lapierre with 39 points, Crystal with 36, 26 for Kartai, 23 for Artamanov, 20 for Letang, 19 for York, 18 for Suzdalev, 16 for Iorio, 15 for Lind and Benson, 8 for Carconi and Villeneuve, 7 for Melanson, 6 for Gauthier and Kostenko, 2 for Misa in 7 games played. As we know, we sent him back to Saginaw. Krebs with 1 in 9 games played. In goal, you have Kemper in 20 games played with a 910 save percentage, and Prosvetov in 44 games played with an 888. So that is a bit rough there, but it's not like we're desperately trying to win right now anyways. So I suppose I can let it slide for now, but definitely something to keep in mind for the future. And while I'm thinking of it, may as well take a look at the prospects update. So Misa, 52 points in 34 games played so far in Saginaw, 72 grade, very good. Don't know why coach decided to give him very limited ice time, but you know what? Looks like he's benefiting from the extra time down there in the OHL. Ryan Lynn with a 4.5-star potential now and a 2-star ability, so it looks like he might be coming in next year. Jeremy Larange, now this is a big one. When we drafted him, he was only a 1-star ability, 3-star potential. Now he's a 1.5-star ability, 4.5-star potential. I had a feeling that Larange would be something special, and so far it seems like he will be. Obviously, time will tell if he can live up to the potential he has now, but that's certainly a very good prospect in the making. Yet another reason why I decided to trade Miroshnichenko before. But the real surprise for me here is Tomas Galvas, 4.5-star potential on defense with a 1.5-star ability. Now, it should be noted that he is 21 years of age, so I don't know if he'll actually hit that potential. Probably not. I mean, it's possible, you know, it's not like he's 23 or 24, but, you know, he does have some of his best development years behind him already, so it's up in the air as to whether or not he'll actually hit that. But still, another surprise nonetheless. I believe we picked it, yeah, we picked him in the 6th round in the 2024 draft. That was the year 1 draft, and it looks like he may have a possible NHL future ahead of him. I mean, with the 16 puck handling, the 14 checking, determination, and team player at 16, it looks like he definitely has the build to, at the very least, I would say, be a solid top 6. But with that 4.5-star potential, you never know. He may end up being on the top 2 someday. So that, I think, will end things off here. And the next one, we will get through the rest of the regular season of year number 4 and hopefully do some of the offseason as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one.